Plastic is a serious issue. It exists everywhere, and also called white pollution somewhere. A latest research at UEA shows that microplastics can be found in most bottled water from around the world.
Microplastics are just very small pieces of plastic. They're no different in principle from the materials from which large pieces of plastic are made, but they're just very small. I didn't actually do the research on the bottled water microplastic story. There are most likely two sources. One of them comes from the bottles themselves, the materials from which the bottles and the caps are made. And the second source of microplastics is probably just contamination from the ambient air.
Microplastics and plastics are the same material. Most of them are coming from the industrial process of bottling the water, so it is more urgent to address the issue.
Plastic pollution is obviously ugly, so it affects people psychologically in the first instance. Further down the line, it obviously affects the health of lots of other types of animals, both land animals and particularly marine animals.
More specific, plastic pollution did damage the ecological system a lot.
There was a story just yesterday about a seal who was rescued from the beach. He'd had a plastic ring round his neck, and as the seal grew, the plastic just cut into him and created a round your neck wound. Wound care is my job. I'm a district nurse, so I can just imagine how painful that wound might be as the seal gets bigger. And had he not been found, it would have choked him very slowly and very painfully. So it's great that they found this seal, but you worry about how many more seals there are in the same position who haven't been found and healed.
Norwich is the finest place, and members on Green Party hope it will become a pioneer as a plastic-free city.
Well, plastic in Norwich is a local aspect of the global problem, and the world seems to be waking up to realise what a huge problem plastic is. There's enough plastic in the oceans to create a country, and some people are moving to make that country, to create that country as a state that the United Nations would then have some responsibility to clear up. We've organised some litter picks in Norwich. The most fun ones were on the river, where we had about 30 people, and between us we collected 40 bin bags full of plastic rubbish that would otherwise have ended up in the sea.
In Norwich, there's at least one bin for recycling rubbish in front of the private house. Such recycling bins are easy to find in the city as well. In addition, Norwich City Council also built a local recycling bank network. Residents can search the information online. Simply open your browser, type Recycle Now into the search engine. Click Local Recycling, choose what you want to recycle. Continue with your location. You can find the results with a detailed map. To reduce the plastic pollution, the government has issued a packaging recovery note, or PRN, and a 5p bag charge introduced by Norwich City Council in 2016.
That was great. I mean, it was resisted for years and years, but when it came in, it reduced the use of plastic bags by something like 90%. And I look forward to seeing the same happen with plastics and then with fossil fuels. The supermarkets who create most of the plastics, it needs to be done sensitively so that small businesses with low profit margins aren't penalised. They will need some help, and I hope that they'll get it.
Few days ago, a new plastic tax was planned by Environment Secretary Michael Gove to drive use of recyclable material out of use. The plus tax would make the cost of using plastic so high that companies would simply conclude they are no longer worth it.
There'll be a price on that, and they might decide to make that price so high that it won't be worth their while to use the disposable plastic. The policy is very much a step in the right direction. I hope it's big, I hope it succeeds, and I hope they learn the lesson from it, that you can use the tax system to tax things that do harm and to reward things that benefits society. That would be great.
Although the plastic pollution was decreased in Norwich, hopefully the new policy will have a greater impact to make a cleaner, greener Norwich.